We're actually sitting at less deaths than we ever have.
Yeah, but nobody's dying from the flu.
No, there's not one.
Every year, 30,000 people die during flu season.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, nope, they're not dying. Everyone's dying from COVID.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir as far as I'm concerned.
What do we do? How do we organize people? Who do we get to be on our side? We need like a celebrity.
See, and this is what I struggle with, because I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm thinking and processing and speaking very logically and very rationally and very critically, but there are people that I have, I'm going to say, unfortunately, up until this point, considered logical, rational people that have lost their minds to the COVID stuff, propaganda. And I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm really rational and logical, and like I don't just shut down in the face of somebody else's perspective. I do consider it, whether I initially agree with it or not, and so on and so forth. But I go, man, how
you can do this, man. You can do this.
How do you organize that? I mean, like, how do you?
Is it Ariana Grande? I think it is. Or Billie Eilish. If we could get Billie Eilish on our side, everyone would believe it.
Oh man,
maybe both of them. Can we have like a concert, do a Live Aid thing, but it's all like a COVID aid? But people
that would be
against
hilarious.
Get like Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande and somebody I like. I don't know. We gotta get. We'll get Sarah McLachlan in there. Why not?
Oh God.
Oh God, please.
We can get a bunch of injured puppies beside
just
her. When
get
she's
Celine Dion next. What the hell?
That would help. That's the only thing that gets to people more than COVID, right? Would be puppies. If I just got a bunch of puppies and Billie Eilish to tell them.
And then we can also throw a kid or two dressed in tattered clothes up there.
Oh yeah. Oh, see, this is perfect.
That's your art.
Does Bob Geldof still do stuff like that?
Probably. I'm pretty sure he's all over this.
Bono? Can we call Bono? Where the hell has Bono been?
Yeah, you have all this
stuff
that he's
Bono has $6 billion. He's been somewhere very happy and healthy. That's where he's been.
Oh my God. That's what I can't stand about the COVID thing. All these celebrities, and they're watch my new show and from my show. I'm like, go to fucking hell, man. I don't give a shit about you and your TV show from your $4 million house.
No, and now the ones who actually have it, like Ellen has it, and she's on the couch like, oh, watch me have COVID. Okay, what happens when you don't die?
Then somebody comes over and knocks you off because you're
Dr. Drew, the very famous celebrity doctor, Dr. Drew Pinsky. He's got COVID right now, and he reports on it daily. He reports how he's not dying and what a joke it is because he's on our side. But the one thing he made a point that really blew me away, that while we're hearing is doom and gloom, we're not hearing, hey, this is what you need to do if you get it, or these are steps to take if you think you might have it. All we're hearing is you're all going to die.
Yep.
Which isn't that kind of almost a violation of what you're supposed to do as a doctor and as a politician?
Yep.
Well, all the doctors that speak out with a rational mindset about it and say that it is, exaggerated information are mysteriously and magically discredited. And, now, it doesn't matter what their career has been like or their practice has been like or how long they've been practicing. Now, all of a sudden, they're decredited. And
they can't all be wrong, though. Like, I just don't understand. Like, people, I've been called a flat earther since I started speaking up against this. Yeah, okay, clearly by someone who hasn't listened to the show, because the first year and a half of this goddamn podcast was making fun of flat earthers. And then, like, people go, because I've got a cartoon avatar on the fucking Facebook, people are like, oh, you're just hiding behind a cartoon. Go to my profile page. It's got my name and phone number.
Right. Mine does too.
I'm not hiding behind anything. You can call me. That's literally on my website, ericgord.com. My phone number is the first thing you see. That's my personal number. You can call me. I'll tell you anything you want.
I like that he has his promo voice.
Dude, if you want to have a real laugh, listen to some of the very first, parts of the first season, because Eric actually had a specific podcast voice.
I very much did. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know when I got rid of it. It was terrible.
Started swearing. It was so, because we'd be talking before the show. We'd be like, no, blah, 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 fuck this, blah, blah, blah. Nobody got the show. Hi there, my name is Eric, and I'm here to tell you that you guys are having a great day today.
You know, the best part is I can't do that voice anymore. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I can't recreate it.
Oh,
I tried.
So
That was like my mother when I was growing up. She was like, you know, she'd be just bitching me up one side to the other. I can't believe you, mama. You know, phone ring. Hello, Debbie Davis.
Yeah, so good. You know, years ago, I drunkenly, is about 3:00 in the morning, I found this ad in the newspaper saying, "Hey, call this number and leave a recorded message, and you can get picked to do voiceover stuff." So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I just did it. And it said, talk for 1 to 10 minutes, whatever you want. Just make sure your name and your phone number is in it. So I did it, forgot about it. I get a call about a week later. I said, we need you to come in the studio. You got a great voice. I'm like, all right. So I do. I show up at the studio in downtown Toronto, and they put me in the studio, and the guy hands me this script. He goes, okay, just, read this. So I'm reading the script word for word, and he's like, okay, what happened to the guy that left the message? We understand that we're assuming you were drunk when you called him. Like, yeah, I was fucking hammered. I barely remember doing it. He's like, well, we need to get him back, like a little bit, but just no swearing. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. So I read the script a couple times, kind of got it in my head, and I just started changing it to my wording, and I flew through the script. And she goes, "Kay, can you do that again, but without swearing?" I'm like, I didn't swear. And the both of them went silent, and she comes back on. She goes, "No, seriously, like, can you stop, Joe? Can you redo that without swearing?" I'm like, I never swore throughout that. She's like, you need to come in the studio and listen to what you just recorded. And it was like every fifth fucking word. Just fuck, shit, cock, fuck. I had no idea. And she's like, you got a great voice for this, but there's no medium that exists where you'll be able to get away with what you do. I'm like, well, maybe someday there'll be something that I can, do this on. And lo and behold, thank you, Eric.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
And so far, no government agency has gotten their hands on regulation of podcasting, and I hope they never fucking do.
Well, they really can't, because if they do, we'll just move to something else.
Right.
And there's no radio wave to control. There's
no
the
only free speech medium I think we have left.
That is it. Absolutely. Aside from standing in your own backyard,
right,
which you almost can't really do anymore. This is about it. And
it annoys the crap out of them, it does.
Yeah. Until they regulate the internet to the point where it's full regulation, which is what's being talked about. Once that happens, that's it. Podcast.
Yeah. But it's not physically possible. That's the problem. It's too easy to circumvent their rules. That's why they haven't yet. They would have if they could have.
I don't know, because I don't think enough people would be willing to circumvent around it. Like, not enough people know how to. And as soon as that information doesn't become easily available on Google, 90% of the population is not going to know how to find it anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So the bulk of the population, remember, you're not looking to fix everybody, just the bulk of the population. And I think they would be able to pull it off.
Man, you're hitting the nail on the head there, and that's you go back to the analogy. I think it was Eric that said it, that was talking about, you get enough people that believe that, the grass on the other side of the fence is red. Well, what happens when the one person says, no, y'all, it's green? Well, all of a sudden you're a conspiracy theorist and an idiot.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
If you can get the majority to sway to buy into what you're selling them,
that's all it takes.
Yeah.
It's all it takes. It's majority. It's what really good salesmen do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, the government would be smart to hire me to manipulate the people to do this, because I got the fucking way to do it. I just choose not to until they pay me.
If I'm getting Pfizer money tomorrow, this is the worst pandemic that's ever happened.
Oh my God. All of my family has
died. The tone on this show changes completely. If Pfizer writes me a check, we're all doomed.
Sell out.
Absolutely.
I don't call it selling out. I call it buying in.
I call it surviving.
See, I'm so petty that I will fight. I'll cost my. Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I'll cost myself everything to fight something on nothing more than principle. and I've almost done that a number of times. I have an ex-business partner that was stealing from me, and we had a bad legal arrangement, and I couldn't do anything about it, and and I was trying to buy him out of our business, and so on and so forth. And my lawyers basically were like, "You're screwed." And they were like, if you want to go to court, it's going to cost you. They're like, if we actually get to court, it's going to be at least $100,000. And I was like, well, how do I put my house up for collateral? And they were like, what? And I was like, and they were like, you're not going to win. I'm like, I don't care as long as I fuck him.
As long as I, yeah, exactly.
As long as,
define win,
right? And so that's I don't know if that's like a positive character trait or a flaw.
Well, it's only a flaw to those that are against you, really.
Yeah. Do you know how much farther ahead I'd be in life if I wasn't like that? Like, I'm 42 years old. I live in a 200 square foot bachelor suite. It's not because I've made good decisions.
Hey, I'm 46 and I just moved out of my mom's basement, so get the fuck.
There you go.
I'm now sitting in my girlfriend's basement.
From one sugar mama to another.
That's how it's done. That's the Canadian dream right there.
Right there. That's it.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, yeah. Man. You know what? This is my hill. This is my hill to die on. It really is. I'm willing to go down with this ship.
I am too, actually. I assume you mean the whole let's use our brains rationally hill.
Yeah.
It would solve just so much. And that's my whole thing for this whole goddamn podcast has just been solve the problems and just think for yourself. Just if something doesn't make sense, then it's probably wrong. Like we're really good at that. If something sounds really ridiculous, chances are it is. It's not that fucking difficult.
You ever
use your noodle.
Right? Have you guys picked up a box of disposable masks and looked at the warnings on them?
Oh, yeah, they're brilliant.
Do not wear if you have facial hair because it prevents a good seal. Does not protect against COVID-19 or other bacteria or viruses. Do not touch. Replace every 3 to 4 hours.
And everything that you're taught not to do.
Well, right? I was thinking about this just a couple hours ago. I was out grocery shopping and I was watching everybody, and everyone's dutifully wearing their masks and then doing nothing else different at all. Everything is just fine if you wear that mask. How does that make any sense? You're still touching your money. You're touching your eyes. You're touching.
No sense at all.
Your kids are picking up the packages and waving them around, and mommy, can I have this? And putting them back, and like nothing else has changed. So why would they work? But even if they were effective, why would they be if you're not doing anything to mitigate it?
I think it makes sense that it makes the problem worse because you're still touching everything you would normally touch, and then everyone's running around finger fucking their mask all day long, and you're putting whatever you're touching on your mask that now you're filtering air through.
Exactly.
And I'm like, on top of the fact that you're not the things that your body's trying to get rid of are not getting it away from you. It's sitting on top of your mouth and your nose.
Yeah. And not to mention, I don't know what it's like in Nashville, but I see about 700 masks blowing down the street every day. So if they're really that good, then you take them off and throw them in the middle of the fucking road. What good are they doing?
Right?
No. I mean, I saw the report was already released saying that they're expecting by spring of next year, there's going to be more masks in the fucking in the water than plastic.
No,
that's
shit.
Good. That will go straight to my island, and I appreciate that. That's fine.
I just needed something bouncy on my island.
The giant Pacific garbage patch.
Mm-hmm.
I do plan on taking it and declaring it sovereign territory, making it my homeland. And that'll be shortly after that may be where I have to invade Venezuela from, because I don't see me becoming prime minister anytime soon. No one's going to vote on an anti-COVID platform. Like, I'm screwed for the next election, which is supposed to be this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, my plan, I don't know if you heard a couple of days ago, if elected prime minister, I will attack Venezuela.